Istanbul, Istanpolin, into the city. The city always approached, never arrived at once. The Vesica Piscis overlay. The city always approached, never arrived at once. The Vesica Piscis. The place perpetually entered. Constantinople, constare, to stand firm. The boundary physically fixed, the dielectric tropical gap. Hellenes, he and El, the breath of God. Sultan Mehmed II, praiseworthy, the awakened one, besieges the city, the Vesica Piscis. The siege begins April 6th, 1453. 1453 reduces down to 13. This is the 13th frequency, besieging the city. April 6th is one day out of 3 days that make up the threefold chord of the astrophysical breath of God. April 6th connects with 153 days to September 6th. September 6th connects with 153 days to February 6th. February 6th connects with 66 days to April 13th. April 6th is the beginning of besieging the city, the Vesica Piscis, by Sultan Praiseworthy, because the period between April 6th and April 13th, there is a 7-day week of unleavened bread, which means the field arrives from the inhalation that begins on September 6th. September 6th is the Vesica Piscis as well, and after that Vesica Piscis, the inhalation, the field goes down, gathers carbon, and inhales back up, full of carbon. From April 6th to April 13th, April 13th is the 8th day, so after that 7 days of stillness of unleavened bread, the 8th day, the field is cut, circumscribed, pierced with a spear, the Shiva lingam, and so April 6th is the beginning of the entrance into the city. The donkey of the southern field arrives in the north at the city gates of the Vesica Piscis on April 6th. And so April 6th to April 13th is 7 days of unleavened bread, and then April 13th, the cut, white hole inversion and pop of the sun out of Sheol, and the 3.5 days of equilibrium and stillness which follow to stabilize the field, after which the exhalation of the field all the way up to the summer solstice and back down to equilibrium at September 6th occurs. So no big surprise that the entrance and beginning of the besieging of the city by Sultan Praiseworthy begins on April 6th in the year 1453, which reduces to 13. April 6th is the beginning of the 153-day count to September 6th. It is one of the chords in the threefold chord, and the siege begins here as it is the day the field comes to the gate. 8 days from April 6th is April 13th, the Northern Hemisphere spring Vesica Piscis. 1453 reduces to the 13th frequency and April 13th itself. The Bosphorus, Bos, ox, Poros, passage, the ox passage, is the straight narrow passage of the tropical gap. His fleet cannot take it directly. The golden horn, Chrysoun Keras, golden, sun, and horn, vortex, is sealed the golden horn, the sun at the lip of the black hole vortex of creation, is sealed by a great iron chain, the dielectric. So this is the golden horn, the central vortex of creation, with the sun on its lip, the golden horn of sound and light. And this is the dielectric chain sealing all the way around in the time of equilibrium and stillness, the two fields overlaying, forming the Vesica Piscis, creating all the way around the ring, sealing that golden horn, the chain of the overlaying Vesica Piscis of the northern and southern fields at equilibrium, the great iron chain, the dielectric, the street, resting in 9 catenary curves. The nine is the outward movement of the torus during the black hole inhalation, the outward moving field, and held at 10 supporting points. 10, the base, the 2 shore towers of the dielectric tropical gap, and the 10 base of the 10 fingers, 10 toes, the 10 base matrix, held at 10 supporting points, 10 being the base field of material reality, and the 2 shore towers, the magnetic field lines plunging the vertical descent through the dielectric tropical gap, and 8 pontoons, the analemma, the 8, the loop of the magnetic field, made of tree trunks, the tree of life, made of tree trunks, the dielectric tropical gap, bound with iron plates, the dielectric capacitor plates. 26 Byzantine ships hold the line behind it in the material world. The 26 of the spine, and the year of our Lord 2026, and the holding the line behind the year of the White Hole Inversion. Unable to break the chain and get into the vortex of creation, the golden horn, unable to break the chain by direct assault, the praiseworthy one has his ships, vessels of the mem, waters above and waters below, 70, which is ayin, the eye, the central vortex of creation, and the eye, the opened eye of the light body of man, the anode and cathode, the terrestrial anode and cathode of the field of the light body of man, dragged overland in a single night, the night of the Vesica Piscis and the awakening and the completion of the dual witness chiral mirror and the light body of man, and the connection between the base 10 I and the 70 I, the connection of the awakened vessel, the praiseworthy, of the 7 chakras times the 10 base matrix of material reality, 7 times 10 being 70, 70, the connection between this light body of man and the vortex, the 70 of the vortex, the ships, the vessels of the mem, the waters above and the waters below, the vessels, are dragged overland in a single night and completed by dawn. The ship on dry land, the ark resting on dry land after the flood, the pineal dry, out of water, able to act as an antenna and perceive the frequency, the true frequency of reality, on greased logs, meaning zero friction. My yoke is easy and my burden is light, and hauled by the oxen, meaning the central vortex, the oxen, the black hole vortex, hauls and raises behind Perrin, beyond, across, and relaunched into the harbor, the central vortex of creation. The chain, the dielectric, is never broken. The closed loop, the 12, is not defeated by force. It is bypassed. It's entered by an axis it has no way to defend. The awakened vessel rising up above the sea, the dry land of the pineal, the 13th frequency, descending from the hills of the Vesica Piscis overlay into the water of the central vortex of creation, where the 9 of the light body of man and the 9 of the beast meet in perfect phase cancellation. Mark 2, 1 through 12 records the same shape at the scale of one man. The crowd sealing the door, the direct way blocked, so the roof is opened, and instead the body is lowered down from above. What cannot enter through the sealed door enters through the open roof. 70 plus 26 is 96. The 70 ships of the central vortex, the Ayin, plus the 26 Byzantine ships of the base 10 material realm, connecting, the light body of man connecting into the central vortex of creation. 70 plus 26 is 96. 9, the number of the light body of man. 6, the matter at the central vortex. Giustiniani, from Iestinianus, Iestus, just, long, longo, long, tall, arrives with 700 men. The 700 men. Ayin, the vortex, its own gematria of 70, uniting with the base 10 of the material matrix, the light body of man. 10 times 70, the 700 men. The just, long man arriving with 700 men, commanding the land defense until wounded on the final day. The wound itself disputed even by eyewitnesses. Some say an arrow, similar to Methuselah's arrow, went through the gap in his own armor by one account, and others say a bolt or a shot to his side. Giustiniani Longo, with 700 men, arrives to command the land defense until wounded on the final day. So the final day, from April 6th, on the final day, he's wounded. The wound itself disputed even by eyewitnesses. An arrow, Methuselah's arrow, through the gap in his own armor by one account. A bolt, a lightning bolt, an arc, or a shot, an injury to his side. The central vortex, the chain of the overlaying Vesica Piscis, the Vesica Piscis, the mercy seat, it's pierced. This is the eye, this is the head, this is the resh. The resh, the head, the source, the horn, the golden horn, has a chain around it. And on the last day of the siege, these overlays which form the chain, the just long, is pierced by the side wound. This is the head, this is the side. This is the crown, this is the mouth. This is the side wound. The Vesica Piscis overlay chain is pierced and wounded on the final day. Maybe Methuselah's arrow, maybe a spear, maybe a shot, but in any case, a wound into the side, an injury to his side. His withdrawal breaks the defenders before the wall itself does. The city's fall is the finished 9 folding into the 6 of matter on 9/6, September 6th, 2026. The piercing of the side is on April 13th, 2026. That is the White Hole Inversion. The folding of the city is the phase cancellation between the light body of man and that chain, which cancels, allowing, and all happening at once, the pierced side and the white hole inversion, allowing the frequency of the 13th frequency to erupt and invert the 12 base matrix and establish the white hole exhalation for the next 12,960 years. The Theodosian walls, Theos, God, Dosis, gift, the gift of God, hold for weeks under bombardment from Orban's cannon, Basilicos, royal, Rumeli Hisari, the fortress Mehmed built before the siege to seal the Ox Passage from the shore. The fortress, the praiseworthy one, builds before the siege. The throat is the mouth. The vortex is the head. The vesica is the mouth. The analemma crossing is the throat. The throat of the dielectric gap before the siege to seal the Ox Passage from the shore is nicknamed Bogazkasen, the throat cutter. The throat is the mouth. The mouth is on the side. See the mouth? This is the mouth, and this is the central vortex. The mouth is on the side of the dielectric. This is the central vortex, and this is the mouth. This is the central vortex, and this is the mouth. The mouth and the throat cutter are the mouth opening ceremony of the 17th gate. It's all the same story. Hagia Sophia, holy wisdom, Sophia, wisdom, stands at the center of the city. The Vesica Piscis, the Holy of Holies, the holy wisdom. The wisdom is the path. Wisdom is the dual Vesica Piscis, the W, the double Vav, the two Vavs, the two Vesicas, the W, I the Yod, S, D, Delet, O, Ayin, vortex, M, the Mem, wisdom, fear, the hook, the breath, the Aleph, the Resh, is the beginning of wisdom, the path to source at the central vortex. Hagia Sophia, holy wisdom, stands at the center of the Vesica Piscis. The final assault comes May 29th, 53 days after the siege began. 53, the 8th octave. Every detail of this fable describing the architecture of the central vortex itself, the dielectric, the overlay, the Vesica Piscis, the relationship between the light body of man and source, the white hole inversion, the piercing of the side, mercy seat holding the city until just the right moment, and the pierced side allowing the eruption of that frequency, and this event happening once, not repeated through history. The yearly Vesica overlay happening every year, but the white hole inversion happening once, not repeated. And the threefold chord encoded, April 13th encoded, the 13th frequency encoded, the year 2026 encoded. And after the long period of the 12,960 year black hole inhalation, justice is finally pierced, and the white hole inhalation has begun.